Welcome to Darnley Cyber Cafe, your digital information haven for coffee aficionados. In an age where data is currency and every click could be a threat, knowledge is your greatest defense. I'm your host, Darnley Gresson Jr., and this is the podcast where we illuminate the dark corners of our digital world. Join us as we navigate the ever-changing currents of cybersecurity news, IT security, and the latest in the cyber landscape. Whether you're a seasoned IT professional, a business executive, or just curious about the forces shaping our digital future, Darnley Cyber Cafe is your digital coffee house guiding you through the noise. I'm here to break down the headlines, decode the jargon, and deliver actionable insights to protect your data, your business, and your peace of mind. So, fasten your digital seatbelts and prepare to embark on a journey through the ever-shifting world of cyber threats, news, and IT security. Darnley Cyber Cafe, your digital information haven for coffee aficionados, starts now. Episode 86. The Tibber breach and how to keep yourself safe. I'll be diving into a concerning cyber attack that has left over 50,000 German customers of electricity provider Tibber vulnerable. Now, hackers infiltrated Tibber's systems, accessed customer data, and are now selling it on the dark net. This is a stark reminder of the risks we all face in today's digital age. But don't worry, we're not just here to talk about the problem. I'll also explore ways to protect yourself and your information from similar attacks. I will also get into the broader risks that energy companies face in our connected world today. These risks are not just about data theft. So let's get into it. So what exactly happened? On November 11th, 2024, a data set titled Tibber Data Breach Leaked Download appeared on a popular darknet forum. This data included names, email addresses, partial addresses, and order amounts from Tibber customers. Thankfully, the breach did not expose payment details, passwords, or exact addresses. But even with this limited information, this kind of breach does pose significant risks. Tibber, a green energy provider specializing in dynamic electricity pricing, quickly confirmed the attack and stated that approximately 50,000 customers were affected. Although the hackers claimed a much higher number, this discrepancy might be due to the duplicate or incomplete records. Now let's break down the breach, the impact of this breach, and why you should care. Now imagine receiving a convincing email that appears to be from Tibber. The sender uses your name and details about your order, urging you to click on a link to update your account or to make a payment. This is number one classic phishing attack. Armed with your email address and other personal information, cyber criminals can create highly targeted scams. Now, beyond phishing, leaked data can be cross-referenced with other breaches to build a more complete profile of a person. This increases the risks of identity theft or other forms of fraud. So, what can you do to protect yourself? Whether you're a Tibber customer or just someone concerned about data breaches, I'll talk to you about some solutions. Number one, stay vigilant for phishing scams. So if you're a Tibber customer, or even if you're not, be skeptical of any unexpected emails or messages asking for personal information. Look for red flags such as spelling errors or unusual email addresses. Always check and verify the sender of any email address that you come in question to. Number two, enable two-factor authentication, 2FA. Now, while this breach didn't include passwords, it's a good reminder to secure all your online accounts. With two-factor authentication, even if hackers steal your credentials, they will still need an additional code to access your account. So the thing here is the more layers you have, the better. Monitor your accounts. Now, regularly review all your bank statements, credit reports, and online accounts for suspicious activity. If something doesn't look right, act immediately. Number four, use unique passwords for each account. A simple password manager can help you create and store strong, unique passwords. reducing the impact of a breach if your data is leaked. So again, if you are using the same password on multiple accounts, keep in mind if this similar situation has happened to you for any company that you can think of, they will only have that one account. They're not going to have your entire life. So for those of you, and yes, I'm speaking about you in particular, who uses the same password for everything or most things, a password manager is probably your best bet. And they're very inexpensive. You can find them either free or, as I would say, just pay an annual fee for the convenience, but also for the protection. Number 5, consider a credit freeze. In cases of identity theft risk, freezing your credit can actually prevent anyone from opening new accounts in your name, and it will save you a ton of headaches in the future. Now, it's also worth noting that the steps Tibber has taken in this situation. They did report the breach to authorities, they informed affected customers, and they are working with experts to strengthen their security measures. Now, it's unfortunate this happened, but the swift response is a model of how companies should handle these breaches. And trust me, there's a lot of companies out there that don't move this way. But let's dive deeper into the potential risks to energy companies exposed by this incident. Number 1 is customer data vulnerability. Now, understand, energy companies like Tibber handle sensitive customer data, including personal information, billing details, and sometimes even consumption habits. While the Tibber breach didn't expose payment or exact address data, hackers still access names, emails, and order amounts. Though to enable phishing attacks, so this will be able to enable phishing attacks and start social engineering scams. The implications of this is A, loss of trust. Customers may lose confidence in the company's ability to safeguard their data, leading to attrition. Financial penalties, non-compliance with data protection regulations such as GDPR, especially in Europe, could cause some hefty fines. So an example I want to make here is imagine if a hacker accessed your smart meter data. This could reveal when a household is typically unoccupied, which can also present a risk for physical security. Number 2, operational disruption. Now, energy providers increasingly rely on digital systems to manage power distribution, to monitor usage, and to handle their billing. A cyber attack targeting operational technology rather than IT systems could cause massive disruptions. A possible scenario is grid manipulation. Hackers getting control of energy distribution grids could lead to outages or surges and just could impact thousands of people. Just imagine this happening in the middle of winter. Ransomware attacks. A threat actors might encrypt essential systems, demanding ransom to restore operations. That can cause really anyone a lot of money. An example of this especially is back in 2015, Ukraine experienced a cyber attack on its power grid, which led to cutting electricity to 230,000 people. Now, understand Tibber's breach was data focused, but this is just a reminder of the vulnerabilities in the energy sector in particular. And this is applicable all over the world. Number 3, damage to industry reputation. Now, the energy sector is under public scrutiny due to its critical role in daily life and its push towards sustainability. A data breach can tarnish a company's reputation, particularly for providers like Tibber, which markets itself as a modern, eco-friendly solution. Clearly not cyber-friendly. The challenges here is customers might associate these breaches with outdated technology or just good old-fashioned poor management. And competitors might capitalize on such incidents to poach the Tibber's customers away from them. Number 4, threats to the transition to smart energy. Now, companies like Tibber sell smart energy hardware. These are devices designed to optimize energy use. These technologies are part of the broader shift towards smart grids and Internet of Things enabled homes. However, breaches involving these devices will most certainly undermine this transition. These risks include device exploitation. Hackers could exploit vulnerabilities in smart devices to infiltrate broader networks. And data privacy concerns. Customers might hesitate to adopt smart energy solutions if they fear their usage patterns will be exposed. A good example with this one is a smart thermostat could theoretically be hacked to drive up energy usage or shut down critical systems. Number 5, regulatory and compliance challenges. Energy companies are bound by the stringent regulations governing data protection and operational security. A breach like Tibber's can result in investigations from regulatory bodies, fines for failing to meet cybersecurity standards, pressure to adopt costly enhanced security measures. Pretty simple, right? So, to wrap this all up, understand that the Tibber breach is another wake-up call for the energy industry. As companies continue to innovate with green technology and smart technologies, they really need to prioritize cybersecurity as a core component of their infrastructure, not an afterthought. The consequences of inaction are not just financial, but could jeopardize public trust and the future of sustainable energy solutions. Understand that it's also not just that, it's also the fact that imagine a situation, and I love putting things in situation here, is that if someone or a family, even if tens, hundreds, or even thousands of people, that in the middle of winter in certain sections of Germany can get pretty cold, and I also understand Tibber also has services in other northern parts of Europe. Those places can get cold. So if this is just step 1 of 2, and these power companies have a stronghold to the point where they don't focus on their cyber security resilience and they get breached, and then you have all this power knocked out for thousands of people, especially in the middle of winter. This is where it gets a bit serious. This is where it doesn't get funny anymore. This is where people start to realize this, and this is really something I've been trying to say since 2013 to really all energy companies out there, of the importance of maintaining a proper cybersecurity posture in this landscape today and for tomorrow, because cyber criminals know that this is a very essential service for anybody. It's not just also about knocking out gasoline. It's not also about just knocking out certain energies. This is very important. This is literally the focal point of 21st century. We need electricity. I'm sure you can argue with me. Yeah, you can't start a fire and whatever. Yeah, but we're not cave people anymore. Okay, we've kind of moved on from that, and we do require electricity for everyday life, for work, for play, and for survival. And hackers have already acknowledged this. They know this, so they're waiting for a slip up. Complete adoption from typical archaic technologies to the latest and greatest. They'll find vulnerabilities in these mass-produced pieces of technology, and they will take the grid down. They will absolutely do that if they can. Now, thankfully, there are smart guards in place to protect to an extent, but is that 100%? Absolutely not. Nothing's ever guaranteed in this industry. So all I'm just saying is energy companies hold the power, literally and figuratively, to drive the change in their industry. But with that power comes the responsibility to protect their customers and the grid. Thanks for listening to this episode of Darnley Cyber Cafe. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for weekly episode releases, because in the world of cybersecurity, knowledge is power. Oh, while you're still here, don't forget, there are no strangers here. Next time you come back to the cafe, bring a friend. I'll see you soon. Cheers.